Hey all, welcome back. I decided to do more of this today, so yeah, if you're watching this in real time, not much will happen, but in case you're not and you're watching this in the future, last time we saw 2 out of the 5, I think it is, possible dates you can go on during the first day. During the, with each of these dates, you can do 2 of them per little time that you actually get to choose them before the story advances. I get to do a limited number of these, so I'm showing off all 5 of them and then reloading and then doing the last 2 of them, and that'll progress the story. Let me just fix that quick. As usual, I shall do the sound sync thing, so bleep. Okay, should be good. Loading up the game. As a reminder, Remy was the scientist who studied the humans, Anna was the biologist. Now we're gonna meet with Lorm, the Daily Mail guy. I went to the bar Lorm had suggested at our meeting place. When I looked around, I saw Bryce sitting at a table talking to someone I couldn't see. I lingered on him for a second, but soon spotted Lorm in the corner of my eye.
There you are.
Hey, Lorm.
It's good to see you. I thought you might not show up.
Well, I'm here now.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. The Daily Mail thanks you.
I'm kind of surprised you wanted to meet me here. Don't take this the wrong way, but are you even old enough to drink?
What are you talking about? Oh, I see. I can assure you that I'm fully grown adult. My species doesn't get much bigger than this. Speaking of which, are you fully grown yet? How big do humans usually get, and how do you stack up comparatively speaking? Oh, and you wouldn't mind if I take some notes, would you? It's for the newspaper.
Before we get to that, you haven't even told me yet what exactly all this is for. Are you sure you're not a reporter?
If I was, Sebastian would have let me meet you in the first place.
And I thought the uniform was just a clever disguise.
It's real though. Sebastian knows I work for the local post office.
Excuse me, but this still doesn't really exactly tell me anything about why I'm here. You're a postman who wants to interview me for what exactly?
Sorry, I guess I got a bit ahead of myself here. Maybe a few introduction is in order, and after that, you can still decide whether you want to go through with this or not.
Sounds good to me.
I recently graduated college with a degree in computing and moved in here with a good friend of mine. The town doesn't exactly offer the best of opportunities to put my degree to good use, though. That's why I worked for the Daily Mail.
And why move in here in the first place?
Living in the city can be very expensive. I can always move later when I get a job there. I've got other plans right now, though. I'm working on a video game. Wait, what? A video game sounds interesting. Exactly. Video games and computers are starting to catch on in places like this town. Making good content will be very important to give a good first person. And humans have always been part of our media, books, movies, and now games. With you on our side, this could be an amazing opportunity.
Well...
Oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
Why?
I don't know, you don't seem so thrilled about doing this anymore. Besides, your job must be really stressful and you're probably already in the spotlight all the time. And on top of it all off, you got some postman harassing you for an interview. If you want to leave, I get that.
Wait, we went through this. I tried to sound ecstatic, but rusty. Well, I'm already here and have nothing else to do, so let's make the most of this.
Yes, thank you.
At least I won't have to be so careful now. With a reporter, I'd have to worry about things being misinterpreted or taken out of context.
You should still be careful. When you tell me how I will influence how your entire species will be represented in my game that will surely become world famous. Don't worry though, I'll treat this delicate matter with required finesse.
I'm sure of it. Yeah.
How should we do this? Let me think.
Why do you want to make this game in the first place?
I always wanted to make a video game. I had this idea for a while. It seemed now is the right time to do it. It's almost as if we arrived at the perfect moment.
I don't know, don't you think my visit will overshadow your efforts? People may not be so interested in playing a game about humans anymore if they had a real one show up. good point, but the vast majority would get to meet you personally. Anyway, if I say I did and modeled the humans in the game after you, people will flock to it to get a similar experience. So, realism. Does that mean I'm going to be your game's... As long as it's based on truth, you'll have my support. Awesome! Okay, but why focus on humans? What makes us so important? It's one thing that people love here, it's humans. It doesn't matter that they just see them in media or believe them as mythical creatures. For me, humans are always real. I don't know whether I'd get a chance to meet one myself. I guess I could cross that one off the bucket list. Now that we're here, I can tell you that no expense will be spared to make our portrayal of humans as accurate as possible. But you certainly seem passionate enough about this. For good reason. I just love humans. Oh god. This is gonna turn. Please don't tell me he's gone. If you say it like that, it actually ends up sounding pretty weird. Besides, what if I turn out to be a horrible person? What would you think about humans then? It wouldn't change anything because I wouldn't base my opinions on entire species or interactions with a single individual. Then what's your current opinion of us based on? Just the myths we had of previous portrayals of humans in the media, but I suppose that's why I'm talking to you right now. I want the truth and all of it. Telling you all of it might not be such a good idea. Oh yeah, I guess that would take a lot more time than we have today. And what's the game actually about? What do you do? It's a community simulation game. A community simulation. It all starts with the player character moving into a procedurally generated community, which is... Forful, where are you? Mythical creatures like humans. Not only are the talents you move into unique, but the inhabitants are too. There are a variety of traits that gets randomized both to looks and personality. There are many things you can do, but it's very open-ended and you can live your life there however you want to. That sounds interesting. Yeah. Well, I can't really argue I'm playing this right now. It is! At least I hope others will feel the same way about it. What other mythical creatures are there besides humans? I haven't worked that out yet, but humans alone give us a lot of material to work with. How so? The question of mythical human can be tackled in the various ways. There are many different interpretations of what humans are like. For example, in general, the mythical human can be divided into 3 categories. Firstly, the human as a physical creature. Secondly, the human as a non-physical entity. And thirdly, the human as a spiritual being. Let's start with the physical aspects. Sure, since one of our myths tells us that the human was created, eventually turned into a dragon, there's a lot of room for interpretation as to how similar humans actually are to dragons. I can see you don't have wings, but most of us are able to create fire in some way, or at least have a breath weapon. How about you? I can also move things. Not really. Having hands that are textured enough to do that, though, is remarkable, though. It's a bit strange, though, because our myths also say they give that ability to us. Interesting. Maybe it's not meant to be taken literally, meaning that when that ability was given to us, you lost it. Or maybe we never had it in the first place. Humans are known to have created a lot of things out of nothing, after all. We only need to discover how to create and use fire because we didn't have a natural ability to do so. We have a proverb that sums this up pretty well. What is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. So a lack of natural abilities drove innovation forward. What an interesting thought. Here's another thing. You may have many different images of humans, but in the end, only one can be right. It's also possible that what you've been led to believe about humans doesn't actually refer to us at all. Are you implying that you aren't human? No, I'm just saying that if you really had been in contact with humans before, as your myths imply, they would need to belong to the same species as me and thus be very similar to myself. If they aren't, either they weren't humans at all or had very different origins. So you're saying that there's a possibility that our humans and your humans may be something different altogether? Daily Mail will never forget this. I suppose you are right in a way that our images of humans are very inconsistent. They certainly can't say all humans are the way that we refer to as single species. The name should probably be reserved for yours. And we haven't even touched on the other two categories of humans. What do you call them again? Non-physical human entities and spiritual humans. What's the difference? Honestly, the definitions get a bit muddled here. Going by a conventional belief, a ghost could be a human who has died and thus changed into a different form. We would call this a spiritual human. An angel, on the other hand, will be classified as a non-physical entity. What do you know about angels? Angels basically look like humans with wings. Their existence in ancient scripts were used to lend some credence to theories about humans having become dragons. Because of the wings? Exactly. But some of your dragon species don't have wings ever. Yes, as I've said, once you start delving into science stuff, it all becomes very convoluted. When we met, you also told me something about a four-headed human. Right, that will go into the realm of creatures that don't make much sense at all. Having four heads just seems unlikely from an evolutionary perspective. That might not really matter if we're talking about a non-physical entity or a spiritual being, though. So in the end, you have a lot of different ideas whose only connection to each other is that you use the word human to describe them in some way. And they share at least some basic characteristics. You fit those as well, by the way. What are they? They surely aren't a reptile like us, but you don't look like a conventional mammal either. We are mammals, though. Yes, but you are so different from other mammals, we know that. Until me, you are quite unique. We don't know any other sentient mammals. Got a point there, I'll give you that. Strangely enough, we have plenty of human-like creatures in our mythologies as well. Oh, do tell! You already mentioned ghosts, but some other ones include dwarves, giants, fairies, and blemias? I honestly don't know what those are. That's a new one. Hold a sec. Is capturing that, right? I don't think it is. No, it's not. Never mind. I think I've heard most of these before, but what's a blemia? Oh, okay, the game's gonna tell me anyway. I think I've heard most of those before, but what is a blemia? Essentially, blemia is a human without a head. A human without a head? How does that work? How do they eat? Instead of a head, they just have all the facial features on the chest. That's a rather weird mental image. Also, a lot of half creatures that share characteristics with humans and other animals. Like mer-humans? Sure. Also, there are creatures that are said to be able to shapeshift into human form. Strangely enough, some of our dragon myths said they could shapeshift into humans, or that certain countries' royalty are descended from dragons. That would imply they are genetically compatible with humans. I guess? Sounds rather outlandish if you ask me. We certainly can't shapeshift like that. I suppose that's why they're just myths. Right. To be fair, we have a lot of myths that seem quite out there as well compared to what you're like. Anyway, how come you know so much about myths? All part of being an ambassador. Not only did I learn about dragon myths in order to compare them to what you're like, but also studied myths about creatures that are similar to humans so I could find out how similar they were to yours. Well, you're doing an excellent job so far, and it's bound to help me a lot with my game as well. You're going to put all that into the game? Let's just say it gives me some excellent material to work with. I thought you wanted to give me an accurate portrayal of humans, not just collect myths. One species will certainly be modeled after you, but that doesn't mean we can't introduce some variety with the others. People will love it if we also bring some of the more unusual myths to life. I see. But since we also want each of the normal human characteristics to be unique, I'd like to know how much variety there really is within your species. I've seen Reza before, so comparing it to yours gives me a bit of an idea, but how far do these differences go exactly? When we arrived here, you asked me if I was old enough to drink. That leads me to believe that your average human must be a lot taller. That's true, you could say Reza was about average for an adult. Not only would it be impossible to get a good deal bigger than him or even smaller than you, but those cases are rather rare and usually the result of medical conditions. I see! What about colors? Are there any humans that are blue like me? Not really. There are certain spectrum of skin colors that can be lighter or darker, but so far I've seen a lot more variety in the dragons here. We do have quite a number of different eye colors though. Interesting. As for the things that aren't really visible, we also have different blood types, but I assume you know about that. We certainly have those as well. Some people even believe your blood type influences your personality. That, on the other hand, is news to me. Anything else you want to know? We've already got so much. I'll have to think about that and see how we can work all this into the game. Have you worked on any other games before? I worked on a few small projects during the course of my studies. Also interned at the studio before. This is on a completely different level though. How so? It's my game, so I'll be the one calling the shots here. It'll be a very different thing than just making a few graphics when you're part of a bigger team for sure. Let's see, how long exactly have you been working on this? Must be several months now. I've got everything planned out and the whole of the groundwork has already been done. The most difficult thing are the characters themselves and to make sure all the details are accurate. Of course. Have you shown the game to other people yet? Sure, feedback is very important as part of the development process, so we're regularly gather ideas and opinions from others. I even made a website to do this. And what do they say? All kinds of things, really. Sometimes it's hard to decide which ones have a good point and which can be disregarded. Overall, it seems that many people are looking forward to playing my game, though. How many are we talking about? I don't know exactly. The counter on my website only tracks the numbers of visits, so I don't actually know how many different people there are. Or if it doesn't work out. What do you mean? Well, you're investing a certain amount of time and money into making this game. Ideally, you want to make back your investment and hopefully get some profit on top of that. If the goal is to make money, sure. However, I just want to try my hand at doing something like this. If some people are going to enjoy the end result, that's great. Don't forget that I've also made something that I can put on my resume. At the very least, it'll be a good learning experience. With that attitude, I suppose you really don't have anything to lose. I could always look for another job and maybe I'll end up working at a game studio, but I think once I've started doing something like that, I might get this opportunity again. So it's now or never, huh? In a nutshell, yes. And this all works out with your courier job? Sure, I can support myself this way and not really under any pressure since I don't have any deadlines to keep. Deadlines are a good way to ensure something gets done though. Right about that. It's something where balance is important, I think. Set deadlines for myself, but don't have to worry about the project breaking down if I don't meet certain milestones at a certain time. What kind of tools are you using to make it? If I consider what some of your species look like, I'm having a hard time imagining how the big ones could program a game. While we do have devices tailored to each individual species, I can't deny that dexterous hands make it a lot easier compared to some of the others. One downside is that I have to keep my nails short, or else using the keyboard gets a bit cumbersome. I'd imagine that you'd have to be careful with those while working as a courier anyway. You're right about that. One wrong move and you suddenly shredded the letter you were going to hand to someone. That sounds unpleasant. Luckily, that kind of thing doesn't really happen to me anymore. Not only because of the shorter nails, but once you've worked there for a while, you just learn to be more careful. It's a bit sad not to have them as natural letter openers anymore, though. It's not just for me. Some people ask me to open the letters for them, since doing that on their own can be difficult for some of the less dexterous than the older ones. I've been working as a courier for long. I just got the job a few months ago, but I had a part-time summer job at the post office where I was growing up. My species is perfectly suited for the job, so they were glad to have me on board. I can see why. Of course, being able to fly is a big plus. My size means I can deliver any big packages, but often I get assigned to urgent letters that have to be delivered as soon as possible. It's getting late. Maybe we should leave it at that for a day. Yeah, I should probably head back to my apartment before it gets too dark. I got more than enough material to work with. Thanks a lot. Don't worry about it. I'll just consider it a public service. Honestly, I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity, especially after nearly getting denied by Sebastian when I met you. Just make the best of it. I certainly will. I really have to get going now, so maybe I'll see you some overtime. Sure. Have a good night. Take care. And that was the second date with... I'm still gonna call it a Daily Mail, even though game design now. But again, that never happened. Instead, Now we're going to actually save over that because we're actually going to do these last 2 dates normally. We're going to save over it. We're gonna do this, and whatever happens, we're keeping it. Just gonna take a drink quickly. Once again, I found myself within the police department, which seemed oddly quiet for this time of day. It didn't take me long to support Bryce in his office. Hey, Sir Burdock, what's up? Nothing much, but you told me to contact you if I could remember anything that might help with the investigation. That's right. What did you have for me? Not sure if it's worth mentioning, but I've known Reza for a couple of years, so I know something about his personality. I see. Well, that actually makes him more helpful than you might think. Mannerisms, habits, all kinds of things will be useful to add to his profile and get a better idea of him. You know, I'm just about done here for the day, but if you want to discuss it over a beer or something, I'll be more than happy. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Here we are. No, don't skip. Not too shabby, I'll have to admit. And just in time for happy hour. Do you come here often? Sometimes. I'm a drunkard. Hello, you two. What can I bring you? Just the usual. One generic beer for the chief of police. Sure thing. How about you, Sir Burdock? How did you know my name? How couldn't I? Everyone knows about you. So it'll be, me too. Noted. I'll be right back. It wasn't long before the waiter returned with a dripping bowl as wide as it was tall, filled to the brim with a foam-topped dark amber liquid. Carefully, he set it down in front of Bryce, who doesn't hesitate to take a big gulp. He brought one for me as well, providing a glass that seemed more appropriate for my kind. There you go. Just call me if you need anything. Of course. So, what is it that you wanted to tell me about Reza? There are a few things. I mean, they're probably not much, but anything might help, right? That's right. Anything unusual about him, anything that defines his character or stands out about him could help us. How about you tell me what you know about him? Well, the earliest memory I have of him was when we both went to the same school. We only shared a few classes though, and a couple of friends. Overall, I'd say he was above average student. We didn't talk very often, but he always was very outspoken and never failed to speak up to make his opinions known. He was the kind of person I'd fully expect to become a politician one day, or at least an activist of some sort. That's the impression I got from him. He spoke out a lot, but you could expect him to act on his word. Of course, his nature caused him to clash with others, sometimes even including the school staff, though his genuine enthusiasm also garnered praise from them. It was quite the character. After he graduated, I didn't hear anything about him for a long time. Only some years later, after he found the portal, was I surprised to find out he was the human who would be sent to your world. He had volunteered. It wasn't until I was already here that I actually met him again, however brief our interactions were. But then I already told you everything about what happened prior to the eventual scuffle with Maverick. There's only one thing that stands out to me about those events. In the restaurant, when he told me about the letter, he mentioned that I would know how to read its secret message. I know he values the use of his own intellect, but when I received the letter later, he apparently fully expected me to remember a random chemistry class we had together years ago in order to see the message. I see. So you did not arrange this beforehand? Not at all. I had no idea. That is quite peculiar. I know. Still wonder what he would have if he told Maverick interfered with when we met the portal. We do as well, and you can believe that. How was Maverick even allowed to intercept this letter and read it? He could have easily done so since he was in charge of Reza and everything, but he totally shouldn't have. I mean, we wouldn't have done anything in sort with you. Everything he's done in regard to Reza has been a poor show of character. I suppose so. In any case, thanks for telling me all this. You never know with this kind of information could be useful. No problem. Just when I thought an awkward silence might step in, Bryce spotted the waiter and didn't hesitate to speak up.
Hey waiter, bring me another beer.
I hadn't noticed, but while I was drinking, Bryce had been busy sipping on his drink. The empty bowl before him was proof of his proficiency, and while I had barely touched my own drink. Here you go. Bryce was just about to start on his second when he suddenly spoke up.
You know what? Why don't we just have ourselves a drinking contest? That's right, kids. We're gonna have a drinking contest with a motherfucking dragon. We're in. That's what I'd like to hear.
Considering they don't even have cars, at least I won't have to worry about drinking and driving.
The rules are simple. We both get a round, and then we wait a few moments until the next one, so the effects can kick in. Whoever gives up first loses. Let's burn some brain cells, kids. And may whoever burns more win. This is the true game of kings, I'm telling you. Alright, let's do this. Yes, there are slurping noises of it too. He made a show of looking me in the eyes while he lowered his muzzle into the bowl before he started guzzling his drink noisily. It was gone in seconds. Certainly this was gonna be tough. My confidence faltered, but there was no turning back now. How do you think I could win in a drinking contest against a frickin' dragon? Nevertheless, I grasped the drink, putting on the best show I could while I tried to recreate Bryce's feat. After the first sip, however, I realized it was very different from any other beer I had tried before. It had a preserved through the intense taste until the glass was empty. I probably wasn't as impressive as Bryce had been just moments earlier, but I couldn't afford to show any weakness. My plan was cut short though. As I set down the glass, an unusually strong aftertaste hit me, causing me to make a face. How do you like it? This is some really strong stuff. I told you, you better know beforehand how much you can take, or it'll hit you harder later on. Wanna give up already? Heck no. As you wish. So when's the next round starting? Soon enough. Do you feel it? Do you feel the buzz kicking in already? Don't lie to me, I can see it in your face. Unless that's blushing I see, and not the alcohol. That's not a blush. I'm sure it isn't. Anyways, how'd you like it here so far? I mean, compared to whatever it is that you came from. Having a drinking contest with a dragon, how could I not love this? We'll see how much you'd like it when I've drunk you under the table. Waiter, bring us another round. Coming right up. Here you go, having ourselves a little contest, are we? You know how it goes. That I do. Be careful, Sir Pertag. He's a pro. I don't know. Did I hear something about a drinking contest? Maybe. Up to your old shenanigans, I see. Now don't spoil the fun. I don't go around telling people about what you're up to, either. Point taken. Enjoy. I don't know who that was. Of course he wouldn't have challenged me if he wasn't confident he could win. Guess I'll have to try my best. I went first last time, so it's your turn now. As I put the glass to my lips, I started swallowing the dark amber liquid. I was struck by how much more difficult this round was compared to the first. One thing that always puzzled me about seasoned drinkers was the sheer amount of liquid they could ingest without issue. Keeping it down, however, was a much different question. But this contest was about keeping it down. There! Your turn. Did I see you struggling there for a second? Let's see how you do. I've had much more than this before. As for my turn, let me demonstrate. Once again, he consumed his drink, though his swings were noticeably slower than before. His resolve was also fading, though not as fast as mine had, as he clearly had the advantage. Was there any way I could still turn this around? There. Now let me ask you a question. I know you wanted me to tell me all this stuff about Reza, but was that the only reason why you wanted to beat with me? Maybe. Having a little fun doesn't hurt, right? That's it, I would disagree then. Waiter, next round.
Coming. There you go. Thanks. How are you holding up? Just fine, thanks for asking. If you say so, good luck.
Was it your turn, or is it my turn?
It's yours. Alright. By now it was obvious Bryce was faltering, though it still was very much better than I was. He even had to take a break in the middle of his beer, unable to down it in one go. Now it's yours. He was a lot heavier than me, and even though his balls held far more liquid than my glasses, how did I think I could stand a chance against him? When I picked up my glass, I didn't have any feeling in my fingers anymore. I had to pulse a few times, but in the end I made it, though I wasn't sure how much more I could take.
So what do we do now? Wait for you to throw up so I can win? You wish. I can see you're close. Just a question of time now, sonny. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead. Why are you so damn attractive? I just am. Got nothing more to say about that. Waiter, next round.
There you are. Literally, the dragon looked at me, seeming unable to focus. I could see he was hitting his limit, but so was I. Maybe if I held out for just a little longer.
Whose turn is it, Ethan? I can cheat at this.
So, I did the last one. So it would be my turn.
Good.
At this point, I had difficulty picking up my glass. I was about to give up, but I was sure if I held on just one more round, it would be over. I could still win this. I had to wait a few moments after each sip in order to continue, but I did not give up until eventually the glass was empty.
Your move, Chief.
For the first time, I could see something in his eyes other than his always present confidence. Was it disbelief or insecurity? I guess my fate caught him off guard, as he seemed genuinely impressed. If nothing else, this showed him that even my conviction was cracking down. I could totally win this.
You're cute. I like you. I really do. But I'm sure as heck not going to let you win.
He was struggling. It became more and more obvious that he tried to swallow the liquid in his bowl bit by bit. He stopped at one bite, panting heavily. I considered taking a cheap shot at him, but as he had refrained from doing so during my turn, I wasn't going to start now.
There.
I was getting tired. I could hear Bryce's voice, but I could not make out the individual words anymore. I decided to rest my eyes just for a little bit.
Hey, are you okay? You fell down and looked kind of messed up. Yeah. Good to hear that. Ready for another round, or do you give up?
I know when I've had enough, and it's now.
Well done, kiddo. I didn't think you had it in you.
You know, it was fun watching you and all, but you both had enough for the evening. I think you'd better leave now, after you come out from a table, that is. Alright, I'll be going then.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Maybe you should go with him, just to make sure he gets home safely and doesn't do anything stupid, you know? It's kind of an unspoken rule that whoever is the string buddy does so.
When I looked over at him, I discovered Bryce had passed out for the moment. This could prove difficult. Fine. Thank you. Come on, let's get you home. He's still unconscious. We shall put some pepper up his nose to wake him up. Alright, it'll be like a smelling salt. Oh, that was actually the salt, not the pepper. Let's try that again.
What is that, you serpent? Where am I? Oh, what did you do to my nose?
Did you steal something out there while I was out or something? We're still in the bar, and I put some pepper there to wake you up.
That's the best you could come up with? I'm drunk, what do you expect? Oh, shut up. Come on, let's get you home, you big wuss.
I awoke at an unfamiliar ceiling. For a moment I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. As I got up and looked around, I realized that I apparently slept on the floor. Where am I? This isn't my apartment. Guess I must have passed out after I got Bryce home. Hey Bryce. Good morning, sunshine. Dragon moved and let out a ground before he opened his eyes.
Damn my head. Why are you even here?
I guess I must have passed out after I escorted you home.
Alright, after our little game.
Do you remember who won?
I don't even know, but you stood your ground and I respect that. You didn't do anything funny while I was out, did you?
Dragon rose from the couch for a nice morning stretch, rubbed his eyes, and then held his head high as he let out a grunt and a big yawn.
Alright, you know what? I'm sorry. The whole contest was a stupid idea and I shouldn't have suggested it, especially not to you.
Well, it's not like you forced me to participate. Suppose I share some of the blame.
Let's just pretend the whole thing never happened.
Deal.
Maybe I'll invite you over some overtime and show you that there's more to this chief of police than getting drunk and passing out.
But how are we going to find out who won if we aren't even going to have a rematch?
I'm sure we'll think of something else we can. Oh no! God damn. We're committed. We're committed to that reality. We're gonna order some lunch. We're committed.
I remember that Adine had told me that the cafe did deliveries as well. Not having anything else better to do, I figured I should try it out. I made my order with a quick phone call, and it wasn't long before the doorbell rang. Well, that was quick. Just so happened that Dean himself stood in the doorway, dripping wet with damp containers in her grip. Oh. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you again. Hey. Hey, here's your order. Sorry I got a little wet, but it should still be okay. You're soaked. Why don't you come in? Thanks. I was just about to ask you if I could stay for a little while. This is actually my last delivery for the day. I live on the other side of town. Of course, I can let you fly back when it's this ugly outside. No, we will not skip to the head, because we gotta show off this dragon dating simulator! Feel right at home. I better eat this before it gets cold. I sat down at a table and started eating my food, while Adine decided to take a seat opposite myself. Do you like it? Yeah, it's actually quite good. Do you have something similar where you come from? We do, as a matter of fact. It's almost scary how close it is to what we have back at home. Really? Maybe we all just share a similar taste. Well, maybe there's more to it than that. What do you mean? Well, I don't trace your origins back to humans in some way. I know what kind of reputation we have in your culture. That is true. Let me ask you this. Where do you think the portal you found came from? Who built it? Humans did it, of course. Exactly. If we believe humans had done something to do with an artifact created who knows how many years ago, it wouldn't be a stretch to think they could have also influenced you in other ways. If it's something as simple as this dish, I like that idea. So, what do you do when you aren't working the restaurant? Do you have a family? Well, most of the time I take care of my kids. Ah, nice. How many children do you have? They aren't really my children per se. I just take care of them. You're more of a foster parent then. Not quite. These are orphan children I'm talking about. I just volunteered to spend some time with them, so I'm really more of a babysitter and teacher, all in one. I can't really take care of them and take them in and care for them 24/7 like a proper parent would. I would love to, but I work far too much to be a single parent.
With the amount of time I spend at the restaurant, I don't think the kids would be any better off, so I just help them out whenever I can.
That's very nice of you.
Thanks! These kids already didn't get a very good hand in life. I just thought if I can make even a small difference for them, it'll be worth it.
I see. What about hobbies? Do you have any?
Can I ask you a question for a change?
Well, can you?
You're silly. I like that. Well, I don't really know much about you, actually. I'm not sure there's anyone here who does.
What would you like to know?
What did you do before you came here?
Avoid the question by making a bad pun. I'm kind of curious what this one is. None. What do you mean? I mean, that's none of your... Okay. That never happened. Nothing special. Nothing special, really. I mean, I have my degrees, but this is the first time I did something that was actually related to them. The work I did previously was just to keep afloat.
I know what you mean.
I suppose it's my turn again, so tell me about your hobbies.
The only one the one I enjoy most is probably flying.
Just flying?
Well, it's not just flying. I do aerobatics or stunt flying. I've been doing that on and off for a couple of years now.
You must be the most overqualified delivery flyer in history, then.
Actually, that might not be so far from the truth. I'm actually hoping to get to be a part of the competition at some time.
So, are you... Awesome, where can I watch that?
I suppose that depends on whether you'll be here when it takes part.
It's part of a festival we hold in this town every year. Oh, no, my voice.
Okay, since it's my turn again, well, this might be an unusual question, so when they said there was a human that would be coming here, I was kind of expecting something a little different.
That's not really a question.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, you look different than us, and you know. Oh, so you're not really anything like some of the things that have been said about your kind.
I could say the same thing about you.
Really?
Yeah, there are plenty of myths about dragons.
Like what?
Dragons are noble creatures. They aren't really. They are mostly, in terms of text, just basically as if a cyclone hit Europe or something. They are often cited as a symbol of power and strength, but also one of wisdom, possessing an intellect that has no equal. They are noble creatures, and their depiction enjoy almost universal appeal.
I could get used to that, though. It would be nicer if it were all true. To be honest, I don't think it's such a good idea to generalize like that. Even if some things you're saying about us were all different, you know? Not all of us are nice.
I see.
But then again, we have said many good things about your kind too.
Well, no matter what you think about humans, I can assure you they're no way special or supernatural.
I disagree with that.
Why?
You say that you aren't special, but just the fact that you're here with us right now is quite special to me and many others. Just try and see it the other way around.
You know, you have a good point.
What were you thinking when you first heard about us?
I thought it was awesome. I thought making a discovery like this was just awesome. Many people would love to have the opportunity that I had to come here.
See, it's also one-sided after all, so don't be surprised if some of us feel the same way.
It's not just the discovery of your dragon, we also found a portal to an entirely different world. We still haven't figured that one out.
Neither have we.
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
By the way, interesting in selection of books here. I have here Tritonic Desire, Ixiom Sphere. Are these yours?
No, they were already here when I moved in.
Have you read any of them?
I did read Sheridan and the Scepter of Sovereignty.
How did you like it?
It was interesting. I loved it.
I see. I like a Price of Bear. You should totally read that one. Why is that?
You think so? Why is that?
Not just an interesting story. It's based on true events. The author is right, but he says there's stuff I can learn from.
It's not just an interesting story, it's based on true events. The author is so right when he said there's a lot we can learn from what happened back then. I'll check it out when I have the time.
Let me know when you do. I'll be interested in hearing what you have to say about it. Alright, since you asked me about my family, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Is there a Mr. or Mrs. Sir Protag back home waiting for you? This is why you don't put titles in your name, kids. The game thinks it's all the same name. No, I can't say that there is.
How about a potential Mr. or Mrs. Sir Protag? Are you looking to date anyone?
Yes. Yes, I am. Because the plot.
Oh, it's a shame that you can't be with them now then. Or are you talking about someone you met here?
Yes.
Oh my! Will we happen to be someone I know?
Maybe.
Well, who is it?
I'm not sure how many questions that was, but I'm sure it's not your turn anymore.
Are you even still playing this game?
Well, you started it.
That's true, you seem to be enjoying it though.
You know, why don't we make this a little more interesting while we're at it?
What do you suggest?
Truth or dare? This can't end badly, everyone. We're playing Truth or Dare, the Dragon Dating Simulator. Let that sink in, folks.
What's that?
We continue asking questions, but if one of us doesn't want to answer the question, we have to do something the other person tells us to do.
I don't even know what kind of dare I would make you do.
Could be something that makes us uncomfortable or something you'd like to see me do.
Anything?
Well, keep in mind, the revenge might come quicker than you think, so don't ask something for anyone that you wouldn't do yourself.
Got it, so who's first?
You asked the last few questions, so it's only fair that I start.
Alright.
Part of your body is the most ticklish.
Both in my sides.
Good to know.
You wouldn't misuse that knowledge, would you?
Of course not. We're going to abuse that knowledge as far as the game lets us.
So it's my turn now. What is your greatest wish?
I wish for be the very best, like no one ever was. World peace. I want there to be peace on Earth.
That is an honorable wish there, Bertie.
Okay, my turn. What would you do if you were invisible for a day?
Invisible, huh? That's a hard one. I mean, no one would see me flying then. I do want people to see that.
Well, with this question, it's more about what would you do if you had the opportunity to do something without getting caught, like something mischievous or criminal.
Oh, I wouldn't know what I would do. I'd check out that building they found along with the portal.
What building?
Didn't you hear about it? They found a whole building along with the portal. It's actually an underground, and they have it heavily guarded with a team of archaeologists waits on it. I think it might contain many secret answers about the portal and where it came from.
Interesting. I think I'd like to check that out as well.
If you knew the world was about to end, what would you do?
I would say my last goodbyes. I'd hope for the best.
An optimist until the very end. I like that.
If I asked you to kiss me, would you do it?
Is that your question? Or is it already a dare?
A question, I just couldn't think of anything better.
Well then my answer would be no. I don't kiss just anyone, you know. However, it was a dare. My answer might be different. Alright, so from those units so far, who is the one that you fancy most?
I think I'll take a dare for this one.
Oh, finally! What am I gonna have you do?
Whatever you like.
No, honestly, I have no idea.
Take your time. Please take your time.
Alright, let me think for a minute.
Looks like it's getting late.
Wait, what time is it? Whoops, seems like I've been here longer than I thought. I probably should get going now.
Seems like the rain has stopped too.
Yeah, that's great. Anyway, if you wanted to invite me up again, why did I give you my personal number and we could skip the part where you order food to make me come by?
But I like the food. It's the best part.
Or maybe I'll get your number instead, since you ordered from us, I already have it anyway.
I'm not sure what to say to that.
Take it as a compliment. Bye.
She was gone as quickly as she had appeared, but given her enthusiasm, I doubted that was the last time I would hear from her. And now we advance into chapter 2, completing all the first stages that we can do. This will be the end of this episode, and I'll take a break from this for a bit. I hope you all have enjoyed, and this has certainly been an interesting series so far. Have a good day.